And then we'll go to this and share. All right.
There it goes.
So my topic is that minimum wage needs to be a livable wage. And the reason I chose this was because, in my opinion, I feel like minimum wage has lost its meaning of what it truly meant. It's supposed to be the minimum amount a single individual should be able to survive on their own. And with the rate of inflation and how it has increased, it's just not the case anymore. And it's much more. Hold on. They're calling my dogs down. But minimum wage is just not a substantial amount of money anymore to be able to make it a livable wage. And there needs to be a change made. So that's why I feel like this would be a good way to have a persuasive speech over it. And so that minimum wage was originally created to be a minimum amount a single individual can survive off of while living on their own. But the question is what has to change for this no longer to be the case? And then I put my thesis there as minimum wage needs to be increased in order for it to reclaim its true meaning. And the overall body of it's going to contain that increasing minimum wage has its benefits and side effects that need to be considered, including increased work efficiency, meet performance, and retention of staff, but also some of the side effects that we all know that comes with it, which would be staff cuts, also like hours cuts, and then like increase in products in order for the employers to make it justifiable. That's some historical context of it. As we can see from the trend, it's been like pretty wild. It peaked at 1968, which was $1.20, I believe, or no, it was $1.60 during that time. But that equated to about $12 an hour. And if it continued with that growth, we'd be making about $24 an hour, which is a lot more feasible of a rate to be able to afford to live on our own. But with $7.25 being the standard federal minimum wage, that's just not the case. And with an increase of the federal minimum wage, there's a potential chance that the state wages will also increase as well, with it being so low. Because right now we have the state or federal minimum wage being $7.25, but then for Missouri, the minimum wage right now is currently, I believe, $10.50. And so with that being increased, it'll also increase some of the states. But the benefits of increasing minimum wage, there was a study done by Jennifer Romick and Heather D. Hill. They created an article, and they had a whole bunch of supporting information about the positives of increasing the federal minimum wage. Their studies showed that the increasing the federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $12 actually rose families above the poverty line. And it also showed that it allowed for better work environments. The work efficiency had increased, as well as the overall mood of the staff. So those were some of the benefits that they found in their study. Now, the cons that we all know will happen when we increase the minimum wage is people will unfortunately lose some jobs. And that's just how we adjust to an increase of I guess paying individuals, is we have to, as employers, make adjustments in order to make it feasible. So with the cons being that we would have to cut staff, or there would also be a lack of hours. Hours will be cut. And are you still there? Oh. You back? I think
I don't know.
I think your internet went out for a second, but you're back now. But yeah, hours will be cut. What was that?
I can see the screen now.
Okay. Yeah, hours will be cut, or people just be cut in general. Products will be increased in order to maintain the increase in the wages of the individuals, which is unfortunately almost counterproductive to what we were trying to do. So then the goal needs to be finding a balance. We need to be able to increase the minimum wage as well as maintaining the current structure we have, without having to increase or cut jobs or increase product cost. Because if we increase product cost and also increase minimum wage, it's going to be counterproductive. We're going to be in the same boat. But if we're able to find a way to increase minimum wage without having to cut a ton of hours or cut a whole ton of people, that would be the ideal goal. And that needs to be the one that we are shooting after. And then just to go over my main points and conclusion again is that minimum wage has many benefits, including increased work efficiency, increased overall mood, and as well as getting people out of the poverty line so they're able to sustain their family and their livelihood. Obviously, the downside being the what we need to conquer, and that would be the cuts in hours, people, and food cost increase. And here's all my sources. Woo.
There it goes. Sorry, my screen's going kind of slow, but
You're
you
good.
can see it now. Oh my god, it's gonna cut out again here in a second. Because it keeps saying my thing is unstable. Sorry.
You're good.
Am I good to go ahead and start my evaluation before I cut out?
Yeah, I got notes ready to go.
Okay. All right. I think really the only issue what we talked about was the how you had everything kind of like written down for you to like see instead of like smaller slides because I did like how you gave like cons for the situations and then like rebutted them pretty much. Because I know mine like I probably should have done something similar because then it like um I feel like it's a lot more persuasive whenever you have like the questions that everyone already has like in mind, already planned out pretty much. I liked that you did that. But yeah, I think that was really the only issue. And then obviously, everyone is gonna be like, but you actually didn't really do it as often as like I was expecting, which I thought was pretty impressive. Um, but overall that was a really good presentation. I thought.
Thank
I
you.
thought that was really nice.
I did catch myself.
Um,
I did repeat myself a couple times on the.
that's okay. I probably did that like 1,000 times too. Uh, but oh, can you go over what the hook was again too? I like
Yeah, you're good.
one
So,
more time.
my hook was that if I can remember off the top of my head, that I'm not even gonna try. Too far. Yeah, so
I think you like cut out a little bit.
yeah, so I kind of just my hook
Oh,
was
okay.
essentially giving them like a little bit of background information, and then the actual hook was the question is what has changed because because minimum wage is no longer the case of it being a livable wage anymore. So that's essentially
Okay. I think that's nice.
it's essentially
Yeah.
asking them
It was I also liked that like even though you have it all written out, you already have like the knowledge there because I was reading it with you at the same time, and um you were able to like change up the words, which so I that like shows that you at least like are pretty knowledgeable on the subject.
thank you.
But you said you were gonna go back and just make them like smaller words or whatever,
Yeah, well,
like or shorten it.
yeah, I'm probably going to. I definitely need to get rid of the hook, the thesis, and the preview of the body. Get rid of those parts. Um, but this is where I really start to get the pictures as well as the presenter's notes. Right, this part right here was just who the people are that I got the study from, and then I went into the actual study details as well in my presenter's notes.
Yeah. I just want to make sure there were so is that part of like your main idea, like your main points? I want
Yeah,
to make sure that I was
that's
just making sure that there's three.
Yeah, that's one of my main points. I do believe I need to add another point because I think I jumbled up my 2 points in here of it being uh decrease because the increases the minimum wage is 1 point, decrease the minimum wage, and then I'm gonna have to add another point because I have right now the benefits of it. There's just a bunch of sub points there, so I need to add another main point as well. So I have 2 out of the 3,
Yeah.
and that's one thing
Okay.
I
I
noticed.
get you. Yeah. Well, overall, presentation, and if you add another main point, it should make the. I don't think the length of the presentation really matters because she didn't like say anything about it, but that should like boost your um length and also add like a little bit more structure to it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a pretty good presentation. I like that.
Thank you.
There's a and I liked the um oh shoot, the message of the subject of the presentation too. I liked that. That's a subject that definitely does need to be talked about more.
I agree. I agree. All right. Was there any other feedback?
I think that's all. I think that covers it pretty much.
All right, I'm gonna end this here.